It's 2025, it's been a while, and the last YouTube video was 2 months ago, and I pretty much disappeared without a trace. So on the first week I stopped posting, I posted on the community tab on YouTube saying that I will be back to regular weekly videos in December last year, but that unfortunately never happened. So here's all that happened, and to give you a couple of updates. If you've noticed, the studio setup looks a bit different from last year. Previously, I was using my phone's camera to do the face cam, but from now on, I will transition to using my Pocket 3 here that I use for vlogs or my studio face cam setup as well. I hope this is a welcoming change. The new format should be better and nicer to consume, especially because now I'm directly facing the camera when I am talking. So here's some background. I am currently a year 2 computer science student in Singapore, but not sure if I've mentioned this anywhere before. I just can't remember because there's so many things going on. So yes, computer science, the then hype and now oversaturated course that nobody seemed to find a job at because all the major layoffs at tech companies. So school was pretty tough last semester, and there was just so much crazy work to do every single day. It especially peaked towards the end of the semester, which was around the October to November period, which was when I stopped posting. That created a very chaotic domino effect. So there was so much work from school to do that it overwhelmed literally everything else, and there was no time to do anything else except the school projects. It was crazy, but the good news is I am back fully for a good while. And back to the domino effect, I have a whole backlog of things to do, which had me catching up on all those other things after I was done with the schoolwork. And some of the backlog included the uploading of the remaining shorts that I have of those long form content, especially the vlogs that are cut into the short clips that I usually upload to the YouTube shorts section, the Instagram reels and the TikTok videos. So there is a whole backlog of that, and the space was a big problem because of that. I couldn't record any more videos. I had a 2 terabyte of video footage waiting for me to be cut into shorts on my computer. I didn't have any time to look at it. I couldn't keep any more videos, and I can't delete those footages because I need those footages, the raw footages, to cut them into shorts. So to put it shortly, I pretty much went out. Putting out regular weekly content isn't easy, especially when I am juggling between so many different things. It's never really intended to be a travel vlog channel in the first place. It just so happened that we were traveling a lot nearing the end of last year, and I decided to start vlogging and recording down the things that we did while we were traveling to keep the memories. Eventually, we had so much vlog content that this technically became a vlog channel. It takes like half a day minimum to edit an entire vlog in one sitting. Despite the assist with AI integrated features to help making editing easier nowadays, it still takes up a lot of time and effort to edit a single video. Considering my videos don't really have any special kind of editing, intros or outros already, and it's still that difficult and takes that much amount of time to edit a single video. I had so much other content planned out, but none of them eventually got to see the light of the tunnel because I was so busy with pumping out the weekly travel vlog content. And you will be seeing a lot more videos in this style as well, because this was the original intent and purpose that I created this very channel for. I'm just doing too many things in parallel that I don't really take any breaks in between. While everyone else is enjoying their trimester break, I'm back in my part-time job doing work, and the only breaks I really took was only when we travel. They aren't really considered breaks either. Traveling is a really tiring thing, and even more tiring than getting off a long day at school or work. so much planning and doing involved. Last batch of travel vlogs I have is the Korea vlogs. We went in October last year. As soon as we came back, everything was chaos, which was the period where we had the peak of workload from the school. Not sure when those vlogs will be up, but I'm pretty excited for them to be up. I would say that vlog content for the Korea series isn't as much as the other series like the Bangkok series because we didn't vlog as much. There was more things to see, if that makes sense. There's a lot less content in terms of like the last few days. We didn't vlog at all because it was a free shopping day and I just didn't feel like vlogging shopping at all because shopping itself is so tiring and I have to hold the camera and do it. So those videos still has a heck ton of editing to be done before we can get it up. It will probably be like a series of 5 to 7 videos and I wanted to pump them up for Vlogmas last year. I just didn't have the feel to do so much editing work. Vlogging in itself is a very tiring thing to do because when you're already traveling, there is already so much planning and things to look out for. In the vlogging, it's twice the amount of tiredness that you get. Honestly, I give a huge respect to those who vlog consistently on a regular basis. It's really not easy. Maybe if you do it regularly, you get used to it and it becomes easier. It's not really my type of content unless I'm traveling. It's so tiring to be talking to a camera non-stop the whole day when traveling is already a big burn in energy. Well, we've been traveling a lot last year and I will be making another trip to the UK this summer for a few weeks for a school exchange. Hopefully we will have some nice vlog content while I'm there. So some updates on Been and Decosmic, the two products that I have been building over the last year. I will give an update on these two products separately in another video because it's a bit too long to cover it all in this video. So in 2024, I learned a lot last year. In early February, I started building Decosmic. It was a lot of lessons learned and problem solving. It's not as easy to build a startup as I thought. I had a micro startup built to 470,000 users when I was 15. That was the gaming community. And the reach was perhaps easier. But I realized that launching in the real world is actually very tough. Building the product itself is actually the easiest part. There's so much more to it. There's the marketing side, the legal side, the admin side. There's so much competition and everything keeps revolving. Everything changes every day. Everything is happening so fast. One step late and everything is over. And especially in the AI space, it's so oversaturated. It's so hard to find a niche, something someone hasn't already done before. Everything that you can think of, somebody out there has already milked it. Most of the problems with building AI products is finding a use case for it. Because in 2025, we are still figuring out what is the proper use case for AI. So far, it has always been a checkbox. Others put it out of it and gave them access to tools, context, memory, and these became what we know as agents today. And it's just a lot of trial and error, trying to find a use case for everything, or whether we can put an AI into a fridge, whether we can charge people a subscription into an AI mouse. But it's still not good enough today to be fully autonomous at this stage. The final goal or destination that AI will become is a fully autonomous system that will completely do everything that a human can do and completely take over humans. But at that point, what is the point of humans existing then? So it's a very ethical question and we don't know the answer to it now until we reach that point, but we are still very far from it. AGI is still far away from 2025. We're now doing a lot of inference time scaling, which in other words is making a model think before it responds. We're seeing a lot of thinking models released after O1 kickstarted this. A few days ago, DeepSeek R1 got released and it is a fully open source thinking model, and from what I heard, from the community testing it, performance is on par and sometimes exceeds O1's performance, which is really good for an open source model because it shows that the open source community is actually catching up to the frontier models, not very far behind. You're not lacking very far behind from the frontier, the closed source models like OpenAI. And it's a good thing that we have so many open source models nowadays, and we are making this privacy first thing a big concern because we don't want just the big companies to have a monopoly over the AI market. But the good news is I didn't just disappear and did nothing for the last 2 months. I was laying a lot of groundwork to prepare for this year, because last year was just a lot of experimentation and figuring things out. I think I've got the hang of it. I roughly know the direction I want to head towards, and this year will just be focused purely on that. So yesterday, I launched Update Night, a newsletter where I bring you the undercover tech stories that nobody else is talking about because they are buried under the headlines. Doing the first issue of the series made me realize how much news there were in the tech community that most people don't even know about, because the big news outlets will never cover them unless they are from a big company. But it also made me wonder how long will it take for me to burn out. Doing this every week might be doable, but when there is just so much developments every week, especially in just the AI space alone, it gives me so much work to write out just one article. And I don't want to miss out anything. So perhaps the next issue will be a more condensed and tuned to the more important news that you should be listening to. And I've recently incorporated a business in Singapore. It's called Base 7, and this was a long time coming. It was my dream, and I still can't believe it. Incorporating is just beginning. Getting to profitability and product market fit is the ultimate destination. This company builds in-house products. Basically, I'm putting everything that I'm building under this company. And we're looking to expanding into an agency as well to build fully enterprise software solutions for our clients. So feel free to drop us an email if you have anything in mind. We will give you a free quote for your project. So we have about 3 to 5 in-house products in development. Rather, some of it still under the planning phase. If you include the ones that we have already announced, Decosmic Been, it's about 7. And I can't wait to launch them as soon as they're ready. Unfortunately, my channel has stood still for a few months, and the exploding subscriber growth stopped at last video. We still haven't crossed 1,000 subscribers yet. We're just so close. It's still yet so far away. Surely we will cross this line this year and hopefully very soon. I just love creating things. It's my superpower, as X-Rept says. And it can be seen as a bad thing to have nothing finished. Having an endless flow of concrete ideas that I can actually provide value with is amazing. I love having things worked in parallel, even though it can be seen as you can complete by focusing all your time on that one product instead of doing so many. Working on multiple projects at the same time gives you a different angle to every piece of work you create. All these combined together, you learn twice, triple times as fast as you would what you will have learned doing one alone. And doing all these in parallel means you can immediately apply all the lessons and mistakes you learn across everything that you're building, reducing the technical debt on everything. But I'll cover more on this in a future video. I've become accustomed to creating opportunities for myself instead of waiting for them to come. And a lot of things I will be doing will all revolve around this idea this year. So a lot of exciting announcements coming the next few months and later this year. So keep an eye, a lookout for that. I'm very excited. And as always, there is no outro.